Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back in to another edition of Astros Recap. David Artis back at it again. It is Monday night, so not my usual night. August 30th, 8:30 on the dot p.m. So, yes, the Astros actually play here in 30 minutes, 40 minutes to be exact. But yeah, yesterday I got home late from work, and then yeah, one thing led to another. Before I looked up, I actually fell asleep. I won't beat around the bush here. I actually fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was 10:30. And at that point, I was just too tired to actually get on. So, Astros have not played, though, yet. So, this will be coming to you late if you're watching it. Astros may have played a game or two this week. We'll focus on, obviously, the 3-game set against the Royals, and then the 3-game set against the Rangers. Astros, good week, 4-2, can never complain there. Obviously, once again, the Astros had a chance to sweep the Rangers. Couldn't finish the deal. I looked things up while I was at work on Sunday, and the Astros, 16 times this year, they've had a chance to sweep a team. Now, I discluded they had two game sets in which they did sweep a team. I believe they swept the Rangers and the Rockies in two game sets this year. But excluding those series, 16 times they've had a chance to sweep a team. They've only done it 6 times. So that means 10 opportunities. That's way too many. Now, the stat actually isn't as bad as I thought, but they've missed out on sweeping a team 10 times this year, which is still way too many times, where they take the first 2 games and it's almost like they just don't care on the 3rd game. They get out there and they're just not good. I don't know what it is, but that's not good. It's just that simple. The Astros are good, record-wise, 77-53, so they're 24 games above 500. They were 25 after winning on Saturday, which was their new high watermark. They extended their lead over the A's now. The Astros struggled for a few weeks there. The A's had their chances to really, put some pressure on us, but they couldn't win their games either. So we weren't really losing a whole lot of ground. We were playing just sort of average baseball for a while there. So 5.5 game lead right now. That's good, nice, comfortable sort of lead. Try to, of course, continue to improve upon that. I think they're going to win the division. The A's are going to be, or not the A's, but the Tampa Bay Rays are going to be tough to catch because they now have a 5-game lead. We do play them for 3, the second to last series of the year. So if we can gain some ground, that might be a big series for us if the Astros are looking for the best record in the American League. Chances are that will not happen. So, just jumping ahead here, obviously, if they were to make the playoffs, they're most likely to be looking at playing the White Sox. And we have a decent lead over them, about three-ish games. So if they can hold on, obviously the White Sox, their rotation with Rodon and Giolito and Lance Lynn can scare a team, obviously. And, of course, they're hitters. They got a lot of big boppers in that lineup. But if the Astros had to face them, home field advantage, I think, would be big for them. So that's one thing I'll say. Getting healthier, Bregman's back, Kyle Tucker's back, so they both returned to the lineup on Wednesday. So you're still waiting on people like Urquidy. Obviously, he had made a rehab start yesterday, where he went 5. And I think he'll be back on this team. I think he'll pitch probably Saturday or Sunday, something along those lines. So I want to see Urquidy back in this rotation pitching well, because I think he'd be a playoff starter for us if he can return and actually show us or pick up at least right where he left off before he got hurt. So, yeah, the Astros lost Monday. They come back and take the next 2 against Kansas City. So they did lose the season series, but they did take 2 of 3. And then, yeah, as we mentioned on the road, in Arlington, taking games on Friday and Saturday and then losing on Sunday. So Monday obviously was just a bad game all around, really. As we'll take the phone here off this charger and take a look. But yeah, Monday they lose 7-1. So this was not good. Greinke, not very good. Let's see what actually, I don't think he was terrible. Yeah, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. Only struck out 2, walked a guy. He actually wasn't bad. That's usually good enough to win. But the Astros scored 1 run, so you're not going to win a lot of games when you score 1 run. And our bullpen really put things out of reach late, giving up 2 in the 7th and 3 in the 8th. That was Yimi Garcia. I think Blake Taylor actually came in and made things worse, but Yimi got charged with 2 runs, 1 of them earned, so there was an error mixed in somewhere there. And then Phil Maton has been pretty bad now, as he gave up 3 earned runs, walked a guy. He was not good. ERA at 4.70. Brooks Raley comes in just to finally get, I guess, an out, or he got 3 outs, I guess. He gave up a hit, walked a guy, struck out a guy. The only time Brooks Raley is ever effective is if the team is up 6 or down 6. Other than that, he's not good. You put him in any type game, he makes it worse. He'll either give up the lead, he'll let them tie it, and he's just a complete and utter mess in any close game. So I think Dusty Baker's finally got it through his head that Brooks Raley should not pitch in any meaningful spot in any game the rest of the way out. So yeah, Blake Taylor's the same way. He can't pitch well. There's just certain guys in this bullpen that just don't have the stuff or don't have the mental capabilities when the game's close. And our 2 lefties, which is Blake Taylor and Brooks Raley, are 2 of those guys. I'm sick of this whole we'll play the matchup, the philosophy that these managers seem to have. But we do bounce back, win Tuesday and Thursday, so they shut them out Tuesday 4-0. So Oda Rizzi, no wait, Luis Garcia. What am I saying? Garcia was very good. 6 2/3. Obviously the pitch count's a thing with him, so he only threw. Let me see this. Hold on, I'm trying to look here. He threw what, 90 pitches? Yeah, I think he threw 90 pitches. Yeah, 90 pitches. So getting through 6 2/3 at 90 pitches is good. Stanek gets an inning and a third in, walking a guy, striking out a guy, clean there. And then Graveman actually pitches the final inning, struck out a guy, no walks, no hits. So yeah, Graveman needed a game like that, bouncing back. Obviously only gave up 1 run against Seattle in the Sunday's game prior, but we lost that heartbreaker there. So getting Bregman back out there in the mix there was good to see. 4-0. So we scored 3 in the first, pretty much rode that to victory. There were a few errors by Kansas City which helped, but we'll take a win anyway there. And then Wednesday was an exciting afternoon game on YouTube where the Astros had a good lead early on. They walked it off in 10-6-5. There was a big. The Astros were up 3-1. Whit Merrifield had a grand slam after they took out McCullers off of who came in there. It was I know it. I just can't think. I can't. What's the name? It's Christian Javier. Yeah, who sort of struggled. Blew the save. ERA still under 3, but that big home run first pitch to Whit Merrifield gave them the lead. We were able to score single runs in the 8th and 9th inning to tie it up, as Diaz had a big RBI single, and so did Michael Brantley. And then Jake Myers, with runners on first and third, hit a liner back to the pitcher, hit off his glove or whatever, rolled towards the first base. He got over and threw to first, but obviously the play wasn't there. But yeah, Jake Myers got the walk-off. So Jake Myers has basically played himself into a starting role. So McCormick, who's another guy who's out right now, he's got like hand discomfort, hand soreness, something. He's out on a rehab assignment right now, but I think when he comes back, he's the 4th guy. Because I just think Jake Myers has played much too good. Now, he might just be hot right now, and if he is, you got to ride that hot streak. Or if this is who he is, he's played much too well to take him out of the lineup. So he's your center fielder right now as things stand. You have Kyle Tucker out and right, and of course Brantley on left. Literally Yordan Alvarez eliminates Diaz when guys need days off, but other than that, I mean, McCormick will find himself in there here and there, but I don't think he's your everyday guy. I think right now that is Jake Myers because he's played that well. So there's that. Day off, of course. Friday they were down 4-0, had a 5-run 7th inning, and Jake Myers was right in the middle of that again. With the bases loaded, nobody out. He had a 2-run double to score 2 runs, scored 2 more, an RBI single. Who was that done by here? Michael Brantley, of course, professional hitter, 2-run single. And then Gurriel, a very crucial. So there's a base running by Martin Maldonado, who actually got himself to third on a fly. I didn't actually see this replay. He got himself to third on a fly ball, which put runners on the corners with 1 out. And Gurriel was able to beat out a double play to score that run, which proved to be the winning run. But Stanek, I think, came in. So Maton was in again. He actually got the win, but gave up 2 earned runs. So Maton really struggled. Odorizzi was pretty good. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. Yimi Garcia had a scoreless 7th. Stanek scoreless 8th. And Presley with his 20th save, closing the door. He gave up 2 hits, but was able to work around as there was a big double play by Correa to end that game. But a game that looked like they weren't going to have any chance to win, to come back and beat them was good. Saturday they scored 4 early runs, ride that to victory 5-2. Fromber was pretty good, not awesome, but pretty good. ERA under 3 at 2.91 for Fromber. And Presley got his 21st save, as both Graves and Presley weren't spectacular in their outings after Fromber goes 7, but they did get the job done. So, Graveman gave up a hit and walked a guy, pitched around that. And then Presley gave up a hit. He struck out 2. But yeah, good to get those wins. And then Sunday, I won't talk much about. They got absolutely clobbered. The game was over very early on. They lose 13-2. So it's disappointing to lose, especially like that. Well, yeah. If you're playing the Rangers, to lose like that, yeah, that's tough to do. Greinke was terrible, by the way. So Greinke does these things where he'll look good, then he'll look bad. 6 earned runs in 4 innings. Brian Abreu was up. So I'm trying to think. So obviously Montero was placed on the IL. Abreu was up. I'm not sure exactly who for. It might be it, but he comes in. Golly, 7 earned runs. ERA at 5.75. He's been just atrocious. They sent him back to AAA, which is where he belongs, and they brought up Brandon Bielak, and I'm 100% on board with that because Abreu's just been a mess for the majority of the year. I mean, for the first half a month of the year, he was actually okay, not great. Like he wasn't great. Like he was putting runners on base, but I felt like he was getting out of it. And now he can't pitch, just period, end of story. 7 earned runs. He got 2 outs. He goes in with an ERA at 4.04 up to 5.75. But he really put the game out of reach. Like, really put the game out of reach. And then at that point, it's just mop-up duty with Blake Taylor. Phil Maton trying to build some confidence there. He actually had a scoreless inning, but gave up a hit. Well, struck out too. And then, of course, Raley. The only time Raley's actually good is in these situations, so he gets a scoreless 9th inning in there. But yeah, they were done. They were out of the game by Greinke only went 4, gave up a home run, but they gave up 8 runs in the 5th inning. So after they were up 5-2, we scored 2 in the top half of the 5th to give us a fighting chance. But Brian Abreu made damn well sure that we weren't going to win this game. So. Yeah, after the 5th inning, the game was over. And there was no scoring after that anyway, so. But yeah, now we roll into Seattle. That's why we play here in, 25 minutes, I believe. So yeah, we'll look to win the series here, and then they stay out on the road. They'll be in San Diego for 3, so that'll be a fun series. San Diego's fallen on hard times lately, as I believe they're 69 and 62, so they've actually fallen out of the second wild card, as Cincinnati actually holds that in the National League right now. So we'll see if San Diego can get things together, and they're a game and a half out, I believe. So, but yeah, San Diego just been sort of floating around, haven't really done a whole lot now. LA holds that very first wild card, as they're like 2.5 back of San Francisco, but they have the first wild card, and I believe they're like 11 games up on the second wild card, which is Cincinnati. So that'll be a wheel, like, if things end up going that way for the wild card game, that'll be a lopsided sort of matchup, which usually isn't the case. But to have I'm gonna look at this so I can give you the exact numbers here. Look at the standings here. But yeah, the Dodgers have a 12-game lead on Cincinnati. So the Dodgers are the first wild card spot. Yeah, Cincinnati's the second wild card spot. So I'd rather see San Diego's are actually a game back, but I'd rather see San Diego make that, because I think that'd be a better matchup, even though the Dodgers will be heavily favored. I mean, San Diego's beaten them their fair share of times this year, so if they have Yu Darvish or Blake Snell just pitching well for them, obviously Dodgers will be pitching Walker Buehler, Max Scherzer, something like that. But one game wild card, anything can happen, so it'd be an interesting game. And right now in the AL, it'd be the Yankees and the Red Sox. Yankees fresh off of 13 straight wins, but they just lost 2 to Oakland, so Oakland's on the outside looking in, as they are 2.5 back of Boston for the second wild card. So yeah, we'll see here how things shape out. But Astros get started here in a little bit. Trying to think here. So as far as injuries, position players wise, we're pretty much at full strength. I think Bregman has the day off today, but he's come in. He's contributed already, so he's done a good job. Obviously, Jake Myers has been sensational. Kyle Tucker, haven't seen a lot. He's had a few hits here and there, but nothing huge for Tucker. But you got the full lineup. It's 1 through 7, really. That can hurt you. And Jake Myers, actually, you'd say 1 through 8 now. I mean, because Jake Myers, I guess, usually Miles Straw, then Chas McCormick, sort of your weak spots in the lineup. Let me check this to be sure here. I want to see. So obviously Bregman's not in the lineup today, but Altuve, Brantley, Correa, Alvarez, Gurriel, Tucker, Diaz, yeah. It's 1 through 8 right now because Myers has been that good. He's hitting .324. Diaz is starting at third for Bregman, but Diaz has been great this year, .294. And then we'll see if Garcia can continue. He's been pretty good his last few times out. But yeah, I want to see Urquidy come back for this weekend series, hopefully, and pitch well for us. Yes, he pitched pretty well, I believe, yesterday for Sugarland, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, so Astros, obviously, like I said, 5.5 game lead. So the Mariners are hanging on, but they're more of a wild card threat, if anything. But they're 4.5 back, so they played. I think they've overachieved. I mean, there'll be a team. They're 70 and 61, so I'm imagine that they'll finish the season probably above 500, which is way better than I would have ever had them. So, but they have some young players, and they got high hopes here in the future. So I mean, they're further along than the Angels. The Angels, obviously Shohei Ohtani's been incredible this year, but Rendon and Trout have been out pretty much the entire year, so it's been a big reason. But until the Angels get pitching, they do this every year, so it's nothing new. And the Rangers are just absolutely terrible as they're last in our division at 45 and 85. So yeah, but Oakland might miss the playoffs. Very well might miss the playoffs if they don't figure out how to get things turned around. But yeah, you got one more day here in August, and then you get into the final month. And the Astros really got to continue to win series, continue to win games. You know, the prediction or the hopeful outcomes, 97 wins. So for them to do that, they'd have to go 20 and 12. 20 and 12, which is very doable. But if they go 20 and 12, that puts them at 97 wins. So that's sort of the goal. If they don't get to 97, or if they surpass 97, the hopeful goal would be 100 wins. But 23 and 9 would be the outcome for you to do that. So put 130 games, I want to say. Yeah, 130, so 32 left. So, but you know, you got the Padres, which is a tough team. The Astros don't play well against bad teams, if we're being honest. It's been that way all year. But yeah, I mean, you got LA for, 7 more times. You got Texas for 4 more. Arizona. But the last 3 series there, we're hoping it doesn't matter. But if Tampa Bay, if we can find a way, if Tampa Bay can find a way to lose some games here, if we can pick up some games, we might have a slight chance, probably going into that series needing to sweep, which is always tough to ask for, obviously. But yeah, so 21 minutes. I won't go much further than that. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Astros and everything I had to say. So leave those in the comments section below. I'll try to get to you next. Let's see here. Sundays are tough for me these days because I'm working, but the Astros play the next 2 Mondays, so I'll try to get on these Sundays if I can. Yeah, especially next week. Especially next week, yeah. No, wait, what am I looking at? Hold on. Yeah, especially next week and even the week after, so. But yeah, yesterday was a tough night for me as I was just super tired and didn't want to fall asleep, but I did. And when I got up, I was just too out of it to get on, so. But yeah, we'll wrap things up there. Short podcast. I'll give you the updates. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts below, so don't hesitate. Obviously, I'll respond if response is warranted. But yeah, we're getting back to full strength, and hopefully into September we can full steam ahead, win our series, win games, and go in feeling good about our chances to get back to the World Series. So yeah, wrap things up there, and we'll talk to you next week.